Welcome. This presentation provides an overview of the fiscal year 2026 Historically Black Colleges and Universities and Tribally Controlled Colleges and Universities Research and Development Infrastructure Grants Program, Assistance Listing Number 84.116H. This pre-application webinar is designed to support applicants in understanding program requirements and expectations. Please note, the announcement notice and instructions published in the Federal Register serve as the official application guide. This webinar provides technical assistance only. Through a historic partnership, the U.S. Department of Education and the U.S. Department of Labor are collaborating to align educational programming with workforce outcomes. This initiative aims to strengthen the linkage between post-secondary education and career success. This program emphasizes connections to high-wage, high-skill, and in-demand occupations, industry-recognized and skills-based credentials, work-based learning opportunities, artificial intelligence literacy, improved completion and employment outcomes, and employer-driven pathways linked to measurable labor market results. Today's agenda includes program information, eligibility, submission requirements, application content, review information, definitions, award requirements, and a final application checklist. The announcement notice and instructions were published in the Federal Register on May 21, 2026, with a submission deadline of June 23, 2026. Applicants may download the full application package in grants.gov by searching for the funding opportunity number Ed Grant 26-033. Frequently asked questions are available on the program webpage. Applicants are reminded that the grants.gov notice is the official document. The FY 2026 RDI competition provides an estimated $15 million, with anticipated awards ranging from $2 to $5 million for project periods of 48 months. Funding is front-loaded. The competition includes two absolute priorities: HBCU Research and Development Infrastructure and TCCU Research and Development Infrastructure, and one invitational priority related to workforce development alignment. For HBCUs, this program supports increased research activity consistent with the Carnegie classification thresholds. Institutions may use funds to advance from doctoral and professional universities to R2 or from R2 to R1 status. For TCCUs, the program supports the expansion of research capacity, undergraduate research, faculty development, physical infrastructure, and human capital development. The RDI program enables transformational investments in research infrastructure, including productivity, faculty expertise, graduate programs, physical capacity, and partnerships. The program is administered by the Department of Labor's Employment and Training Administration on behalf of the Department of Education. This initiative aligns with America's talent strategy and the national reindustrialization agenda. Eligible applicants include historically black colleges and universities and tribally controlled colleges and universities, as defined in statute and regulation. Applicants must ensure documentation supports eligibility status. If eligibility is unclear, the application may be deemed ineligible. Grantees must meet a one-to-one cost-sharing requirement, which may include in-kind contributions. Indirect costs are limited to 8% of a modified total direct cost base. Administrative costs must be reasonable and necessary, and subgrants are not permitted. This program is subject to domestic sourcing requirements under the Build America, Buy America Act. Grantees may request waivers through the department's established waiver process. The next few slides discuss the allowable use of funds. Allowable uses of funds include improving or establishing research infrastructure, hiring and retaining research personnel, supporting research internships and fellowships, developing academic positions, creating research centers, building institutional support structures, increasing access to federal research funds, developing data and collaboration infrastructure, expanding programs of study, coordinating consortium activities, upgrading essential systems, renovating biomedical and behavioral research facilities, acquiring instructional equipment, supporting NIH-funded programs, and faculty professional development and planning. Applications must be submitted by June 23, 2026. Applicants must follow the 2025 Common Instructions issued on August 29, 2025. Intergovernmental review deadlines extend to August 24, 2026. Applicants are encouraged to propose projects supporting the administration's workforce agenda, including human capital development, research capacity, and pathways aligned to advance manufacturing, artificial intelligence, clean energy, and registered apprenticeships. This competition contains 2 absolute priorities and 1 invitational priority. Absolute priorities must be met in order for applications to be considered. Continuing our discussion with priorities, here is a table that highlights the absolute priority 1, absolute priority 2, and the invitational priority. Next, we'll discuss the selection criteria. The selection criteria are the criteria against which the peer reviewers evaluate and score each application. The department selects grantees based on peer reviewer scores, so clearly addressing the selection criteria is critical. Respond to each selection criteria and each sub-criteria in the appropriate section. The project narrative should be organized in labeled sections that correspond and follow the order of the selection criteria. Peer reviewers will score applications using the selection criteria outlined in 34 CFR 75.210. Criteria include significance, quality of project design, adequacy of resources, quality of the management plan, and quality of project evaluation. These slides further describe the scoring elements within each criterion area, emphasizing significance at the national level, meaningful improvements in workforce outcomes, adequacy of budget, feasibility of management structures, and rigor of evaluation methods. Performance measures and reporting. ED has developed the following performance measures for the purposes of the reporting to ED under 34 CFR 75.110. Performance measures differ by absolute priority and include doctoral enrollment, conferrals, R&D expenditures, and faculty development expenditures. Grantees must submit annual performance reports and comply with 2 CFR Part 170 reporting requirements. Application submission and grants.gov. Application submission instructions. Applicants are required to follow the common instructions and information for applicants to Department of Education discretionary grant programs, published in the Federal Register on August 29, 2025. To apply, you must first be registered in 2 systems, SAM.gov and grants.gov. If you are already registered, make sure your registration is active and up to date. The department will conduct eligibility screening before peer review. Peer reviewers will independently evaluate each application. Reviewer scores will be averaged and tiebreakers will be based on Pell Grant enrollment percentages. Federal civil rights compliance is required. The department is seeking qualified peer reviewers, including faculty, administrators, evaluators, and workforce development professionals. Reviewers must commit approximately 60 hours over a 3-week review period and complete virtual training. Conflicts of interest will disqualify individuals. Key definitions include those for HBCUs, performance measures, R1 and R2 classifications, research colleges and universities, and tribal-controlled colleges and universities. Grantees must ensure compliance with all federal statutes and civil rights requirements. Use of funds for unallowable activities include discriminatory practices may result in enforcement action. Applicable regulations include EDGAR, uniform guidance, and program-specific requirements. These next few slides outline required standard forms, budget instructions, abstract and narrative components, itemized budget guidance, and cost principles. Applicants must ensure alignment across budget forms and narrative documentation. Standard documents, application for federal assistance, SF 424. Budget information for non-construction programs, standard form 424A. Budget summary. Non-federal resources. This section should only be completed if you are proposing a cost share or if the program for which you are applying requires a non-federal cost share. If you include a cost share, provide a breakdown by including the dollars that will come from the applicant, state, and other sources as applicable. Section D, forecasted cash needs. Part 3, abstract form. The project abstract should not exceed 1 double-space page and should include a concise description of the following information: project objectives and activities, absolute priority, proposed project outcomes, proposed project partners if applicable. Project narrative. This section should be attached as a single document to the project narrative attachment form in accordance with the instructions found on grants.gov and should be organized in the following manner and include the following parts in order to expedite the review process. The project narrative should not exceed 65 pages and must follow required structure. Budget narratives must explain projected expenditures, justify cost assumptions, and align with federal cost principles. Attachment forms: absolute priority narrative, no more than 3 pages. Invitational priority narrative, no more than 3 pages. Be certain to complete all required assurances and certifications and include all required information in the appropriate place on each form. Please note the following tips related to attaching files to your application. All attachments must follow grants.gov formatting rules, including file naming conventions, PDF requirements, and size limitations. Applicants should upload flattened PDFs when possible. Helpful hints when working with grants.gov. Applicants must register early with sam.gov and grants.gov. After submission, applicants should verify validation status to ensure the application was properly received before the deadline. You will want to verify that grants.gov received your application submission on time and that it was validated successfully. Log into grants.gov and click on the Track My Application link. For a successful submission, the date and time received should be earlier than 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on June 23, 2026, and the application status should be validated, received by agency, or agency tracking number assigned. The application window opened on May 22nd, 2026, and closes on June 23rd, 2026, at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Awards will be announced by September 30th, 2026, with new awards beginning October 1st, 2026. For further information, contact myself, Shakir Davey, at shakir.davey@ed.gov or 202-453-7792. Applicants are encouraged to review the frequently asked questions available on the FY 2026 RDI program webpage. Thank you for your interest in the fiscal year 2026 RDI program.